Okay, looks like we're ready. One challenge I'm having is finding enough batteries for the microphones. Having to get into some remote controls and stuff to supply them. I thought that I had a big package of them, but I think I left them up at Mom and Dad's place for that move system for the PlayStation. So I'll just find another pack for those. I just tested out the audio, and that looked really good. Just got to get my safety glasses, which are right back here. And now we can start. So I think still got to lay out some color here, but maybe the best thing to do is get a video going. Just try to do an amphora warm-up shape and see how that goes. Maybe a little 3-gather amphora. Get some wax going on the jacks here. Everything else is pretty much set up, but it does take some doing to get everything going. Okay, blow pie pose right here, and I hope that's a good angle. It's kind of up high. I'll shoot a picture of what I have rigged up over there at some point. Got Mill out here today. He's sitting in his chair being a good boy. He just wanted to come along, so I brought him outside. Got some of those darker colors still set out from yesterday. I got aventurine old gold and the green aventurine right here. Those have the copper in them, so they sparkle. I got out some orange. I was making some flowers, so I just wanted to get some kind of floral colors going. But I'm going to put these away. I'm going to leave this little bit of aventurine out. I'll kind of splash it into some pieces. Be kind of neat. Just kind of touch it down. But I'm going to put these other guys away. I got some color in the color box for picking up. And I will use that for this amphora shape that I'm going to blow. So let's just kind of get color in another segment going there. Turn down the glory a little bit at the source, so I limit myself to how much propane I can bring in to it, and it's still got that real good color. I don't even have it all the way up over here on the right side. I've got some to work with. So we'll have to see when I open the doors a little bit on a bowl. I'll probably turn it up a little bit prior to starting that, so I don't have to worry about whether or not I have enough heat. But you know, for these smaller things and just for heating up the glory, it works super. So I'm really thinking that's going to be something I'll do from here on out. For this amphora shape, I'll draw it up real quick. Just your very traditional shape of a vase here. Kind of curve it in on the bottom down here and keep the shoulders nice and wide. I have to double neck the top here to allow enough glass to pull this out and flute the top. So it's a challenging piece because you have to have the heat right in several places to form it out as it needs to be formed. And I'm going to just pick up some color on a collar here, so as I've done before, I'm just going to blow this out, leaving a glass collar around the top, so this bubble's just going to sort of explode out the top here. I like to just blow it out into the glory hole because it just seems to help it. Now it's all curled back nicely and I can just kind of cut it off of there. Leaves the hole intact. It can be a real pain when it just melts back into itself. One hard thing to do is establish a hole in glass where there is no hole. It just gives so well that it doesn't really want to let go and make a hole. It's its own trick to do that. So I've got some pretty colors in here, I think. We'll see how they turn out. But I really kind of like keeping it simple with these amphora shapes. I wouldn't mind doing some stringing of color in there, but you know, I don't have anybody to bring me a bit to do strings and stuff like that, and I don't really want to just lay on frit. I'm going to take the biggest piece here. Looks like a kind of turquoise blue. Didn't want to stick on there real well, so I'm going to have to really spread it out over the pipe. But I've got this thing coming up to 950 now, which I'm hoping prevents some of the thermal shocking that I've been getting in both the color bar and pieces of dichroic glass and things that I've been picking up. It was only a 900 before. I guess you'd call that the factory setting. And I just bumped it up with the controller. It's real easy. Although, I don't know that that would have saved it, so I may have to check and see where it's at now. I'll just keep an eye on that. Not sure if that's in the program. In fact, it's probably not, so I'll have to check that out. Just did that yesterday. Trying to center this up on here, so I've got a good place to start from. Now I'll use the tweezers, one blade of the tweezers, to pull the color bar back over the end of the collar. It's always nice to have that shape on the floor to know what you're shooting for. It's in my head pretty good, but a little visual reference is nice. That's very nice color, good. Seems to be behaving nice, easy to heat up. Cut this little collar off. Now I'll just smush this down on the sides so I've got a nice smooth surface to go gather glass on again. But I'm going to blow the bubble, the starter bubble, into this too. So it'll be at that point pretty much like picking up a clear piece of glass. I got to check my my battery thing here every once in a while. The Bluetooth is on between the two microphones if they're a light blue color, and when that blinks, it means it lost connection, and then I need to change the battery in one of them, which I probably won't do during one piece. So that looks good. Now I'll heat it up. Maybe block it just real quick and then try to put a nice bubble into it. And away we go. Going. Yep. There it is. You just suddenly see it move out a little bit, and you don't want this to get so thin that you can't gather on it. You've just ruined your glass then. I think I'm seeing the sticker. It's amazing what those stickers can resist. I don't know what else that would be. Maybe I picked something up on the marber, but it's going to be in the piece. That's all there is to it, because I can't get it off of there now. Now this thing went up to 950, so I guess that set the program. Super duper. Let that strip off a little bit. Nice little gather. I'm just going to use the blocks to shape that hot glass, and I'm going to get one more gather for this just to build it up in size a little bit. A little more water. See how that blew out nice? And I could really blow it out here, you know, reasonably well, and then have a bigger piece to gather onto, but I just don't want it to be that big. If it gets too big, then by the time you're done blowing it, that color that I put on there is so diluted out that it's just a remnant of what it was. So I'll keep it a moderate size, especially for my first piece. Lots of reasons. I can still see that junk that's in there. That's too bad, but it just sort of appeared. I don't know what it was. Might have even been from the very bottom where it was sitting in the color box. They make ceramic tiles that are good for setting glass bits on and stuff like that. I just need to order some of that stuff. And that looks like a nice bunch of glass for a decent sized amphora piece. Get the number 8 going here, I believe. That glass a little bit pushed off I'm going to go ahead and blow this in a second here. Just chilling that bottom. High marver. And I can see where it's popping out now, and I just want to keep that from going too much, so I'll chill that area. It's really the widest area of the piece, so I just chill it back. Because I want to blow it out more up in this area. If you don't blow it out in that area, it just remains really thick up there. And that's the place that cools off the fastest because it's closest to the pipe. So chill that bottom area, and the place that really wants to expand kind of pushes it back down to a smaller diameter, and then it starts puffing back out. Chill some more. The faster you can marver, the faster you chill that piece. Try to keep it on center. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the jack line in the top of it. Got a lot of glass down in the bottom still. Get more heat up in that neck. I'll push it right up underneath the burner here, way in there, and that kind of gets it established to take that radiant heat and just really heat up the neck, and I'll be able to actually start seeing it move off center there as I play with the rotation speed. There it goes. Starts sagging, and you can see that. Hold it down and it helps it flow off the pipe. Get a little longer in the neck. Now it's just really going in easy. And keep the pipe rotating, so keep the piece on center. This is going to have a double neckline, but I'm going to go ahead and blow this out a little bit more up here before I take that neckline in there. Burn my paper in a little bit more here. It's okay. It had a little scuzz coming off of it there, but just kind of watch it. In order to blow this out at the top, it's a lot easier if I use the paper and blow with the... I'm going to shape that tip a little bit more first. Get it down so it's easier to get my hand on and hold the volume back. It doesn't expand down there in the lower part. I heat this upper part at the same time so it doesn't lose heat, and it makes it harder for me to get the heat back into it. But just a quick reshaping. By doing that high marver, kind of elongates it. Nice. more time. I saw it expand because the neckline, I actually had to put it back in a little bit. Did it again, so that's good. Good indicator that it's doing what you want it to, and I'm still able to get heat into it so I can put that double neckline in. Then go ahead and try to do that with the blow hose on here. And when you do this, it tends to really flatten out the piece, which is kind of a pain. I'll go ahead and swing it down just a little bit. I don't want to lose the shoulders. And just hold it down at that angle a little bit. There we go. Take a little more heat than that. And the trick, you just gotta push it out with that shoulder strength while you're turning the pipe. Kind of like pulling cane at that point. You're just stretching the glass basically. And I think that's far enough. A little more for good measure. I'm going to shape that out now by putting the heat to that flattened out spot. Kind of ease it down. I don't want to heat it up too much. It's going to end up falling in on itself. It's not real thick at this point. Shape coming. Challenging shape. Swing it a little bit now. That's nice. Swing too much, you lose all the shoulder width that I established by blowing it out and papering it. You might see I kind of hesitate on the marber a little bit sometimes. I see these flat spots, and I'm trying to press those back on their edges to make the whole thing round again. In fact, I think I'll just hang this down just a little bit and then take it and paper it in here a little bit. Just want to stretch it out a little more, but I'm liking the shape. Wobble in it.